The coroner said it was an accident, but it was no accident.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2025 horror film, The Monkey. The film is based on a Stephen King short story, directed by Osgood Perkins and stars Theo James, Tatiana Maslany and Colin O'Brien. Right, the film follows two twin brothers. We get to see them in their young life, quite a lot of the film actually, and they come into possession of a monkey that appears to be a toy, but they soon discover that every time this monkey strikes his drums, somebody is going to suffer a horrific death. Who that is, nobody knows. The only people it seems to protect are the two boys, it would seem. They spend much of their young lives trying to get rid of, outwit, so on and so forth with this monkey, and eventually they end up chucking it down a well. Years later, the twins are all grown up, and we see Theo James, who is a grown-up version of one of the twin brothers, Hal. He is distanced himself from his son because of everything that happened in his childhood. He doesn't want to put him at risk, but he feels like the worst is behind him. However, he gets a disturbing call from his brother Bill, who basically says the monkey is back, and it's up to both of them to basically put an end to this. What follows is another series of horrific and bizarre deaths. And can these two brothers end this curse? Right. What are my thoughts on The Monkey? Well, Osgood Perkins, for me, delivered last year one of my favourite films of last year, Longlegs, the Nicolas Cage, Michael Monroe serial killer film. I thought it was wonderfully twisted and bizarre, and it just kept me so interested. It was a brilliant film, really, really good. So I was interested in this because of Osgood Perkins, and plus the trailer looked a bit mad. And I have to say, after watching it, this film is utterly bizarre, but certainly quite a lot of fun to watch. There are elements of humour thrown in here. Osgood Perkins has kind of smartly injected some humorous elements into the film. And I think that actually does help the film because it doesn't take itself too seriously. And the humour kind of comes from the absurdity of it all, and especially the deaths, because, wow, the deaths in this film are amongst the most inventive and creative and wonderfully gory deaths I think I've ever seen in a film. They're fantastically over the top. It's almost got like a Final Destination feel to it, sort of thing. You know what I mean? The deaths, with this monkey strikes its drum and some random person dies, sort of thing, that seems to have like a connection to the boys, if you like, or to this family, but never really the boys. And you get to see all those deaths in all their glory, like the babysitter, the mom, aunts. I mean, you name it. I think the death count in this film is something ridiculous, and it comes really from the main enjoyment. I mean, comes really from watching a lot of these deaths taking place, because you don't get an awful lot else in regards to fleshed out characters here. Explanations about this monkey, or even introductions to many of these characters that are getting taken out by the monkey. That's not really the point of the film, if you like. It's not introducing you to characters, letting you get to know them, and then, removing them, brutally from the film so you can feel the impact of that. No, that it would probably, the way a lot of these people are taken out in this film and die in this film, if we had a connection to these characters, it would probably lessen the impact because of the absurdity of their deaths. So it is quite a smart decision in some ways, the fact that you just kind of get to, for most of the deaths, take a glimpse of the deaths. And some of them you get front row seats about the deaths. It's mainly the deaths that Theo James's character witnesses. You kind of witness them with him. Some of the other deaths are kind of done in like quick flash scene sort of thing, so you get like an impression of how they were killed. There's some of the film that doesn't make an awful lot of sense, sort of thing. I mean, if he spent his whole life protecting his young son from this potential family curse, if you like, this monkey thing, why does he end up taking him on a road trip when this monkey has resurfaced and killing people? I'm sorry, but I would have, put some money in his top pocket and says, make your way home. I just wouldn't have taken him with me, no matter what the child says or what the circumstances were. He'd be gone. So that, there are things that don't make a great deal of sense here in the film. You've got two very different performances by Theo James. I mean, I think they're both the young actors as well that play the brothers when they're young. Both do a very good job. You've got the Hal character, the youngster, who is quite a gentle soul, gets bullied and all this kind of stuff. And then you've got Bill, who essentially is a bit of a bully, treats his brother like absolute crap. And that transcends when they grow up, sort of thing. Very, very similar circumstances. Hal's still a bit of a gentle soul, and Bill's still an arse, basically. And Theo James reflects that in his performances quite well, even if he does have a dodgy hairdo for Bill. So it's not any more complex than any of those things that I've said, really. You've got this creepy-looking monkey that when he bashes the drum, someone dies, and they die in extraordinarily graphic, violent, and over-the-top ways. And you've got Theo James' character trying to figure out how he can kind of put a stop to all this. Beyond that, you aren't going to get a great deal more else. It's not deep, it's not thoughtful, or anything like that. It's pure horror entertainment, really, is what I would describe this. And it's the kind of film where they just want to have fun with it. Initially, I read that Osgood Perkins, when he was initially given the script, sort of thing, it was much more serious, and he wasn't interested in doing that. He wanted to put some of the humour into this film to kind of, I don't know, give it a different flavour, sort of thing. And I do actually think it's a smart thing. It's a smart thing what he did. Comedy and horror are a difficult blend to get right at the best of times. And while I wouldn't describe this as a comedy horror, as I've said, the absurdity of the film and the absurdity of the kills and the situations definitely make this a bit daft at times, I suppose. So I had quite a bit of fun with this one, I'm not going to lie. It's just shy of elevating itself to really, really good, in my opinion. It feels a bit shallow at times. It feels like, it's just pure entertainment sort of thing. But it does its job. If you want to go in and watch a film about a toy monkey killing a lot of people, then, you ain't going to be disappointed with this one. Just don't go in there expecting anything any deeper. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you found it useful. I will, of course, be back with plenty more content on the channel very, very soon.